All right, you guys, I know we're all stuck inside, and so you're not able to go see your stylist, and your bangs are in your eyes, and you want to be able to see. So, this is a pretty safe way to trim your bangs hopefully, without risking cutting any blunt lines. But this is definitely recommended for people who already have bangs and you have something to follow. I would recommend looking up another technique if you are trying to get brand new bangs for the first time. So, blow dry your hair. You want to start with wet hair, concentrate at the root, blow drying back and forth and down. This will take care of any cowlicks, or if you had your hair parted before, that can just make things jump up. So you want it to be nice and neutral. I'm going to take a triangle section where it's thicker in the middle and then it goes thinner toward the corner. I'll pin it back, and then when I do the other side, if you look at it from the top, it should look like a triangle. And you want that section to be thin enough that you can see your eyebrows through it. Most people can do their bangs in 2 sections, but sometimes if you have thicker hair, you might have to take 3. Just make sure that when you drop down your next section, you can see through it and you can see what has already been cut underneath. That way you're following a line rather than just guessing. Comb everything down. And I wanted to share something really important. When we're using this technique, we're not just going in and cutting a blunt line straight across with our scissors. So you do not want to do this and just hack it off, okay? That's going to jump up. We're going to chip into it, take it slow, go vertical with the scissors, and just chip away slowly. So we're just going to point cut what we see that's getting in our eyes. Do we want it shorter in the middle to longer at the end, or do we want it straight across? I'm going to do shorter in the middle to longer at the end, but you can modify it. So this piece has longer to travel than this piece, and that preserves the length on the corner. So I'm moving it away from where it lives so that it preserves the length. And I want it to start here at about my eyebrow, so I need to take off that chunk. So what I'm going to do is I will over direct. I'll use my comb, take it in my fingers with my fingers behind my comb to keep the tension. I'm going to put my fingers on my face to brace it, drop the elbow down to preserve the length, and you can see that short little piece on the right there. I'm going to connect with little triangles, peaks and valleys. I'm not doing a straight line. I'm doing sort of like a piecey chipping away at it. Because remember, if I put a straight line in there, my hairline isn't straight, and when I put it down, it's going to look chunky. This helps it look soft. So it's a little counterintuitive, but trust me, cutting it kind of jagged helps it look like it's softer. And you can still get a good line, but it's just not going to look chunky. So now I'm going to over direct the other side across my face. Same thing. And now I'm just connecting dots. So I took a little piece from the short piece in the middle that I just cut, and I'm connecting the dots from that outer corner to that middle piece. And again, you'll see that I am just cutting, well, maybe not in this clip, but I am cutting vertically. I'm not cutting, a big blunt line and cutting a bunch of hairs at once. I'm just using the points of my scissors and chipping away. So it's better to take it slow and do it a few different, if you do it a few times. That way you can just take your time with it rather than wishing you could go back. So now drop that next section down when you have them laying the way you'd like, and see if there are any kind of scragglers that reach what you've already cut. I'm not going to suggest doing layers on your own bangs right now. This is just bare bones, like being able to see until you're able to visit your stylist again. So just trim off any little scraggly bits that reach, and make sure you're leaving those triangles in there. Same thing on the other side. Anything that's hanging over what's already been cut, you should be able to see what's already been cut. And you can modify this to any shape. So if you just want them more straight across, then you're not going to do that like diagonal hand position that I was doing, and you're not going to move it away from where it lives. You'll just pick it up off the forehead and hold your fingers horizontal, but we're still going to use the scissors in this vertical way. And notice when I'm point cutting, I'm going deep into the hair with the scissors open and I'm closing them on my way out. So when you're holding it in your fingers, this prevents you from cutting your fingers, and it also just helps give more of a soft effect rather than a blunt line, and it just takes out weight rather than taking out length when you're just going straight in with the points of your scissors. So now comb everything down, see if you're happy with it, see if it's laying right. Kind of start to style it the way that you would style it normally, because a lot of times, we have it combed all perfectly, and that's not necessarily how we wear it. So see if any parts are heavy. See if there's anything chunky that you're like, this is not quite as soft as I want it. And you can just take it really slow, point cut into it, using just the very tips of your scissors. And then this is slide cutting. This is more advanced. This is just to kind of debulk a little bit more. If you're not comfortable doing something like this, I would definitely say just stick with the point cutting. But to do this, you pick up the hair with the bottom blade, and then as you move down the hair shaft, you're only using the little inner corner of the scissors, and you're barely closing it. You're not closing your scissors all the way. As you go down, you're just moving the scissors down and taking little tiny snips with just the inside corner of the scissors. So pinch it, play with it, make sure that it blends into the rest of your hair the way you want it to. Bring everything down, shake it. If you're happy, then you're done. All right, good luck.